Welcome to another Sea of Thieves guide. Today we're going to talk about the different types of skeletons in the game and how you can kill them efficiently and how to kill them while they are invulnerable. It's the 7th of May today, it's boiling hot, but we're going to get this guide done and dusted. So to show you guys the different skeletons in the game, I'm going to get myself an Order of Soul contract here. And hopefully they'll spawn every single type of skeleton I need to show you guys. I'm currently at level 35, I think it's 36 in the Order of Souls. And we're going to head out and we're going to discover the different types of skeletons in the game, and I'll tell you guys each of their weaknesses and how you can kill them effectively. And if any of you guys are new to the channel, make sure to drop a subscription on the channel. I do upload Sea of Thieves content weekly, whether it be gameplay or it be guides. The channel is full of it, so if you don't want to miss a thing, make sure you do drop a subscription on the channel. Judging by the look of these skeletons, this skeleton is probably a gold skeleton, and these are going to be plant skeletons. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I'll show you guys when I get there. While I drive over to these skeletons, I'm going to talk briefly about all the skeleton types in the game as of the 7th of May 2018. First of all, you have the skeletons without a bandana, and these skeletons are normal skeletons that spawn on an island, and they can spawn wherever. You can dig up a chest and they'll spawn, or you can collect chickens and they'll spawn, pigs, whatever. It's just your typical spawning skeletons. These are, and they also spawn with skeleton fortresses as well. They're the ones that are manning the cannons, but once you defeat them and you get them off the cannons, they will no longer spawn on the skeleton fortress. And you don't get anything from killing these skeletons. These skeletons are just there to be an annoyance when you're on a map, especially when you're doing an Athena voyage. For example, they spawn a lot and they spawn erratically, and it's really annoying because you have like 8-9 white skeletons following you around without a bandana, and they are basically there just to be annoying. Next on the list we have skeletons with the bandanas, and the first ones are the blue skeletons, and by blue skeletons I mean they have a blue bandana on their head. And the blue bandanas resemble that they are a tougher version of the normal white skeletons that you get on the islands. And you'll find these on either waves spawned on skeleton fortresses, or you find them during Order of Souls, which is what I'm doing right now. There's gold skeletons, which you have to throw water on to kill them. They are well, they're not invulnerable, but they're really hard to kill. They have such high HP. If you don't kill them, when they've had water on them, they become rusted and you can one-shot them with a blunderbuss. You have the green skeletons, and by this it's a flora. They have a flora armor on them, and when you lure them into water, they will regenerate their health. And you notice this by their flora armor, like, actually becomes flowery. When they're out of water, it'll become really dry and they're not regenerating health anymore. So you just need to keep them out of water. You have the shadow skeletons, and these can only be killed with light, so you have to shine a light on there first to make them not a shadowy appearance anymore. Or you have to wait for it to be daytime and lure them outside of a cave. And the final one are the skeleton captains, and these skeleton captains, they just have a larger amount of health than the rest of the other skeletons. It's mainly what the other skeletons are protecting. They're protecting the boss, the skeleton captain, their leader. And these guys just have extra HP, and they are a lot more difficult to kill. They take about 4 cannonball shots or something. It's insane. All the rest can only take 1 cannonball shot, so it shows how much HP they have. So let's have a look at the other skeletons in detail. We're at Crux Hollow. We have the Flora bosses here. They could spawn any of the different types of skeletons. Any Order of Souls mission could spawn any type of skeleton. It doesn't matter, but you can see by the look of them what kind of skeletons are going to spawn. And judging by Buccaneer Brittle, we've got a Flora skeleton. And also Captain Dark Soul Cole is also have a flora like armor on it. Before we head onto the island, an advice for everyone: if you want to kill the skeletons as effectively as possible, what you want to do is you want to use a blunderbuss, since you can one-shot some of the skeletons. And you want a sword, and you want a sword because you'll end up running out of ammo really fast. And so your sword obviously has infinite amount of use, so you can keep slashing at them. But also it makes it a lot easier, so you don't have to keep running back to your ship or to find an ammo chest on the island like every single 10 seconds after you've wasted all your ammo. Another tip is, as you leave the ship, make sure you grab a bucket of water just in case you get some gold skeletons spawning, and head onto your island or onto the skeleton fortress, depends on which you're doing, and try to find the skeleton crew. Now, a tip for finding skeleton crews on an island: when you enter the proximity of the skeletons, you will start hearing like battle cry music, and this means that the skeletons that you need to kill are nearby, the crew is nearby. So I'm hearing it right now. I will have the game muted via my OBS, so you won't be able to hear it, but trust me, I can hear the like really intense music right now, meaning that they are in the area. Okay, so here we are. We have 2 of these skeleton captains already spawned. As you can see, these guys are flora skeletons. And you can see I'm going to die here because they all have flintlocks, but you can see their flowery sort of armor on their character. And you'll notice that the armor, the flower armor, is kind of dry. And this means that they're not regenerating health, and they won't regenerate health until they get lured into water. However, they can still eat bananas to gain their health back. All skeletons can eat bananas to get their health back. So that's another thing to watch out for. In my opinion, Order Souls missions are insanely hard to do, especially when you're the only player doing it and you don't have any friends to help you at all. As you can see, all these guys have flintlock pistols. And actually, another strategy is just to start attacking one of the skeletons and try to keep the other enemies behind the main skeleton. And they won't deal friendly damage to the skeleton, but they end up shooting the skeleton instead that you're attacking. And it stops you from getting hit from pistols and blunderbusses. Alright, so we have one Flora guy left. I'm going to push him into the water here so you guys can see what he looks like with his armor actually looking flowery. As you can see, he's pushed into the water. His leaves will go green. You can see the flowers, and you can also see some green sprites around his character, meaning that he's regenerating health. This is what you don't want because they become really hard to kill in that state. And then as you can see, they go to a sort of like dead looking thing because they've not been in water for like so long. He's running away and eating bananas. And obviously, just the easiest way to kill them is just to keep them out of water. Okay, so the next wave is now shadow guys, and these are the guys that are invulnerable at night. At night time, they become invulnerable, and you have to hold your lantern up in the air to make them get stunned, and you can attack them for about 5 seconds since you've held up the lantern to hit them. However, since it's daytime and they have no protection at all, I can just bash these guys to death. When you hold up a lantern to shadow people, for about a second they will become stunned, but during this stun animation, they can't walk. They can still shoot you. That animation for them shooting doesn't really cancel, so say if he's all holding a flintlock pistol to your face, and you hold up a lantern in his face, he will still shoot you in the same amount of time, which is really, really weird. I don't know why that's a thing in the game. It might be a bug, but they're not trying to fix it right as of now. So as you can see, these captains as well, they can all spawn as different types. So the captains we killed before were Flora captains, and this guy is a shadow captain. And the captain can be any type. He can be the gold captain, he can be the shadow captain, he can be a blue bandana captain, but he wears a hat. And he can be the Flora captain. And captains, they have this orange writing above their head, meaning that they are the boss that you have to kill here. But at the same time, the captains also wear like fancy armor. He's got a hat, as you can see. I think most of the captains wear a hat to distinguish which is the captain. And you can see them from very far away, which is the captain and which isn't the captain. As you can see, these skeletons only wear bandanas or nothing at all. Now, if you group these guys together as well, you can stun them all very, very slowly so they all run away. Just make sure when you're attacking skeletons as well, make sure they don't surround you, otherwise they can start getting hits on you when you're using a sword. But doing this tactic, if you keep pushing them back, you can slowly whittle down a group as long as they're all facing the same direction. Another easy tactic is if it's just the captain on his own, just keep lunging at him. The reason for this is if he's blocking, he will get stunned. But also, he will keep getting knockback if you do that too. So he won't be able to get any attacks on you at all. And one thing to note about skeleton captains, they do drop skulls when you kill them. So make sure you collect the skull when they're dead. And make sure you put it in a good place to be able to find it. While we head to Snake Island, I'm just going to say again, if you guys are really enjoying the video and you're learning some new things about these skeletons in the game, make sure to drop a So while I'm sailing over, I'll just remind you guys again, if you're enjoying the Sea of Thieves content and I'm giving you some tips that you don't even know about, make sure to drop a subscription on the channel. As I said, I do make Sea of Thieves videos almost every single week, so if you keep tuned in, you won't miss a single Sea of Thieves video. I'm just waiting for daytime. It's potentially going to be a sloop attack. So let's have a look and see if they're going to try to attack us or not like those last guys. Hopefully not. Hopefully they'll just drive straight past. Might be the same guys before who's going to wave at me. But we'll have a look and we'll see. Okay, so those guys won't leave me alone, so I had to change service. So now we're going to another Order of Souls voyage. Okay, so here are normal skeletons, and they man the cannons on the islands, and they also spawn when you're trying to do like voyages and whatnot. For example, when you dig up a chest when you're doing a gold hoarder voyage, white skeletons will spawn. And these skeletons don't really have any purpose, just to be annoying. They also spawn with weapons and everything, and they normally just die to one blunderbuss. Like I said, they're there just to be a nuisance. And the left skeletons are the golden skeletons, and over here are the golden skeletons. As you can see, they look like they're wearing gold-plated armor. I'm not going to go close because... Oh, I thought one of them has a blunderbuss. Actually, only one of them. As you can see, that dude is rusted, and that's because he's stood in water. I'll show you what happens to Wildcat Williamson when we walk over here. So as you can see, he's just covered in gold. He'll enter the water and he'll become rusty, and this makes him really, really vulnerable to attacks. The normal gold, first of all, you cannot kill them, or it's very, 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 very difficult to kill them using a sword. It takes around about like 30-40 sword hits to actually kill them. It is not viable at all. But their shoes at least need to be in the water for them to become rusted. As you can see, he's going to become rusted now. And we can one-shot him with a blunderbuss. Well, normally it's a one-shot. I have no clue why that didn't work. If you want to kill them and you're nowhere near water as well, you can throw water on them and they will also become rusty as well. I also just got shot through the wood. But for some reason, these guys are dying to one blunderbuss shot, and I have no clue why. These are the basics of the skeletons. They also walk really, really slowly once they have been hit by water or they are rusted. They can't walk much at all. As you can see by this dude, he's walking fully. They also unrust after a certain amount of time as well. As you can see, that dude over there is now unrusted, and they become normal walking speed again. Their attacks deal about the same as a sword, I think it is, since they are metal and they are obviously hitting you with such a force. But these guys, yeah, they require water. They normally die to one blunderbuss shot, and you don't want to attack them when they're not gold. You can kill them with blunderbusses. You can kill them in 3 shots if they're not rusted. However, they will become a real nuisance. That's my all about video about the skeletons in Sea of Thieves. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a subscription on the channel. I would really appreciate it. Make sure to like the video as well if it's helped you. Leave some comments and any feedback you like to. But if they end up adding more skeletons into Sea of Thieves, I will update this video. If they add 3 more types of skeletons or more enemies into the game, I will end up uploading the video and renewing the video. But since these are the only skeletons that were in the game since the launch, I thought I'd make a video on it. So thank you very much everyone for watching. Like I said, I hope it gave you some more knowledge about the skeletons in Sea of Thieves, and I hope to see you some other time in some of my other videos.